Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here. So today I'm going to talk about 5 ways a fixed mindset limits you in life. You know, mindset and growing my mindset is really important to me because I believe that it's only by having an open mind that I'm going to be able to see the opportunities that are around me every day and be able to take advantage of those opportunities. So I was looking for something to talk about today, and I found an article by a psychologist named Carol Dweck. And Dr. Dweck has become widely known as a result of her work in outlining and understanding the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. But what's important in my mind is her work is aimed at to explain the impact that each the growth and the fixed mindset has on people who possess them, as well as how it affects other people who engage with those people. So it was pretty powerful. But Dr. Dweck says that those who have a growth mindset tend to take more risks. They embrace feedback from others, and they value the process over the end result because they understand that the critical learning and development typically takes place during the process, and it's not about getting to the end. Hi, Karen. You ordered an Avon shirt yesterday. Awesome. Woohoo. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. But so anyway, what Dr. Dweck says, on the other hand, is those that have a fixed mindset tend to stay away from risks. When they get feedback from others, they automatically see it as negative, and then they place more significance on the final product as opposed to the process. So why does any of this matter? Well, it matters because the type of mindset that each of us has significantly shapes the potential that we're able to reach in our lives. You know, while there's various negative impacts a fixed mindset can have, the article that I found, it lays out 5 specific limitations that a fixed mindset can cause for you to have. And this is what we don't want, right? So the first one's low self-esteem and depression. So Dr. Dweck says that there's a link between fixed mindsets and a person's likelihood to have low self-esteem or depression. In fact, the more fixed the mindset of the person is, the more likely that they are to remember negative events, mostly negative events. And it was that memory of the negative events that led to an increase in helplessness, which then made way for an increase in depression. And so she also says there's a link between mindset and goal setting. You know, her studies show that if you have a fixed mindset, that those people they establish validation goals that focused on being acknowledged by others by being for being good. Whereas those that have a growth mindset, they establish growth goals, which focus on trying to learn and make progress. So you see the difference between that? The fixed mindset person is just looking for people to recognize them and not necessarily for them to grow. So if you have a growth mindset, you're more concerned about growing rather than getting that recognition. Of course, recognition is amazing. It's always amazing, but that can't be your sole focus. That can't be what you're working towards, right? So it seems that those that have validation goals become more depressed because they don't participate in problem solving, right? And then when they get a negative circumstance, instead of, well, what they do is they just say, oh, well, you know, it's negative, woe is me, blah, 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 instead of finding a problem solving and finding a way around it, right? So the opposite can be seen in a growth mindset. With those growth goals, they lean more towards problem solving when they're facing negative circumstances, which reduces the incidence of depression. So the next one is the inability to cope with change. So change often comes with risks, right? Those that have, if you have a fixed mindset, you don't like risk and you don't like change. And people who possess that fixed mindset see risks and by default change as uncomfortable and an opportunity to expose a potential weakness. So Dr. Dweck suggests that college students, for instance, that have a fixed mindset have a tendency to respond to change and challenges with a helpless response, which ultimately leads to decreased self-esteem. And they also have a much harder time adapting to changes in their lives. Then the next one is the next limit that a fixed mindset can give is complacency and mediocrity. So one of the biggest problems of having that fixed mindset is the failure to take advantage of new opportunities to learn and grow. That's what, to me, that's important, right? So if you have a fixed mindset, you tend to obtain a set amount of knowledge or skills in a particular area, and then rather than to seek opportunities to improve in those areas, they instead embrace the idea that they don't need to improve anymore or that there's nothing else to learn. Well, that just holds you back, right? I mean, there's always something to learn and there's always room for improvement. But if you have that fixed mindset, you might not see that, might not see it that way. Decreased self-awareness. People who have a fixed mindset generally do not value feedback from others. Rather than viewing feedback as an asset that can be used to improve themselves, criticism is taken as a personal attack and disregarded. And without feedback and observations of others, it becomes really hard for us to become aware of the weaknesses within ourselves, right? Or areas where we need improvement. And that feedback could be something somebody says, or it could be the way people react to us or whatever, but you have to be open to that feedback in order to know and become aware of where we can grow, what areas within ourselves needs improvement, where we can grow. The next one, I think that was the last one, was stagnation. So this is with a complacent attitude and decreased self-awareness, the natural progress is one of stagnation. We don't want that, right? So people who have a fixed mindset tend to avoid risks as a means of preserving comfort, and then they miss the critical opportunities to obtain new skills and information. And when you don't have that desire to change or grow, while you're also lacking the information needed about where you could improve or you would have gotten feedback from others, you simply will not grow. In some cases, you'll actually decline, and therefore you stagnate. That's sad. That's sad. Who wants to stagnate? So there's so many negative implications of having a fixed mindset. When we impose those limitations on ourselves by rejecting the notion that there's nowhere to grow or to learn, we're only hurting ourselves, right? If you want to be better, do better, and find more success and happiness in your life, then you want to work hard to open your mind, open it, and learn to be open to everything about you. Because there are opportunities all around us every single day. And sometimes you're just not in the right place to see them. And usually that right place is in your mind, right? You just have to be able to see them to take advantage of those opportunities. And so when we shift our thinking to the belief that life is full of opportunities to develop new skills and enhance our own abilities, and we'll embrace the challenges and seek out experiences that allow us to do just that. So seriously, so what are you waiting for? Let's get to work on that growth mindset, right? It's a work in progress for me, and I assume it is for you too. None of us are perfect, right? It's all about the journey. We're growing, but that mindset's going to help you make all the difference in your life, because a mind that believes its learning potential is essentially unlimited is a mind that's never going to stop learning. Wouldn't you love to have that mind? So, hey, how about you? What kinds of things do you do to develop that growth mindset, or to stretch your mind? What helps you get out of your comfort zone and grow? I would love to hear from you. Please share. Get in the comments below and share. I would love to hear your thoughts. And hey, Karen, thanks for being live with me today. And good luck on your shirt. How exciting. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.